Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blue Island Black Culture Night in Blue Island 2025 in honor of Black History Month. Okay, this year we have a couple of interesting people as far as Black history. One of them is the Pullman Union. It's their 100th anniversary. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Pullman Union, the sacrifices, the educational background, and how the ripple effect the families, the black families, from generation to generation. We also is Malcolm X. It's his 100th birthday. If he was alive, he'd be 100 years old. Okay, and for our Black History program in Blue Island, this is our 25th anniversary. We've been celebrating Black History Night in Blue Island for 25 years. And it don't seem like it's that long, but it has been. We've had tons and tons of different people to support us. The city support us. Our state representatives support us. Our mayor, Blue Island Public Library, they definitely support us. We've had all different kind of people that we invited to our city to help us celebrate Black History Month. We had the Freedom Riders. We had Tuskegee Airmen. We had a couple of Tuskegee Airmen that joined the Black Culture Night program, the group. Tyrone Haymore, the historian from Robbins, he brought a lot of information that kind of Robbins and Blue Island, they're kind of like neighbors, and he brought a lot of information that connected them. The Fred Hampton family came here to visit us. DuSable Museum, Governor State University. We had Chicago State University. We had Blue Island Women of Worship. And that was a group of women that was in Blue Island who was helping needed families and single parent, mostly women. And we've had a lot of people. I wanted to cover a lot of the different people that helped us over the years, but it's not 100, it's hundreds. It's people who gave donations, it's neighbors, it's aldermen, it's all different kind of people that stepped up to the plate that help us celebrate Black History Month. And it's been fun. We met a lot of people. We introduced our city to a lot of people, and it's been a city program whereas everybody kind of pitched in, whether they gave donations or they donated food or the restaurants, everyone just pitched in. It was just wonderful. We all got along and we stuck together and we gave our program every year until COVID. And then COVID came along and it kicked everyone out of the box. I want to go over some of the things as far as the people who supported us, like our state representative Bob Reeder, our mayor Fred Bellato. We have the Rose Readers, Calumet Township. Rose Reader supported us from the beginning. And I just want to show you some of the things. There's so many plaques and certificates that we got as Neighborhood Watch Group number 37 for giving this program. And then the support. This is one of the things that we got from Springfield, and Bob Reeder, our state representative, got us a certificate, a seal certificate, and we also got a plaque. And this is all, everyone who worked for us, who helped, they all were volunteers. And it was wonderful. Okay. We have also some books that were made. We had Jill and George. They had series of books from different years that we had the programs. A lot of our kids were in the program. Our Girl Scouts, they were in the program. We have dancers from our schools. Okay. Now we did along the way. It's been 25 years, and you don't go something for 25 years and don't lose people. And unfortunately, even though God bless our program every year, and we're thankful for that, we still lost some people. We lost the founder of Neighborhood Watch Group number 37. Two of our founders, Betsy Tate and Willie Scott, we lost them over time. Stephen Winston was an entertainer. We lost him. Tuskegee Airman who joined us. His name Dan William. He was the original Tuskegee Airman. Had a very interesting story that he told at one of our programs. Barbara Edis, she was the Blue Island worship, Women of Worship, and she was in charge of the group who was helping women in Blue Island. I just want to say that it's important that when you have something like this, a historical event, that you support your whoever doing it. And it's a lot of work, and I'm not going to joke to you about that. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of time consuming. And no matter what nationality you are, I think it's worth celebrating. Okay, and it's up to you to make sure that your whatever your history is shared with everyone else. And I think that's the reason why we learn from each other. We learn new ways, new recipes, new ways to raise our kids. All of that is wonderful. And Blue Island accepted this with open arms, and we all celebrated together. Okay, we have a wonderful show this evening. I pulled out some of the people. I asked some of the people who has helped us over the years to give the program. And I'm going to tell you, it's not easy because they volunteered and they donated their time and their experience to help us out. And we really appreciate it. So sit back and relax, get you a cup of coffee. You're going to enjoy the program. And thank you for tuning in to us.
Black History Month 2025. I would like to say congratulations to Rachel Orozco and the founding members of 25 years of Black Culture Nite. And thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to participate in this wonderful event. I would like to talk about, briefly, just touch on a few points, Pullman Porters and Malcolm X. The Pullman Porters in the 1920s, they had to endure quite a bit of things: racism, low wages, and abuse from company management. Can you imagine serving the public, and in some cases you might be called a nigger, a boy, and even spat on? And even when you experiencing this, you have to maintain your dignity and professionalism at all times. That takes courage and a lot of strength. Malcolm X, during the 1960s, his challenges: racism, poverty, and incarceration. However, his strengths, before he became Malcolm X, he was a visionary, passionate about his beliefs, and he was reflective. I admire that about Malcolm because he taught us to be who we are, to love ourselves, and no matter what we're going through. And as I was thinking about what poem I would like to share with you this Black History Month, it came to me. The title I would like to share with you, The Strength. And it's coming from my book, The Purpose of Being. Before man came into existence, there was dust. Now man has power and authority. He has learned to lust. Power should be used as a tool and not be given to a man-made fool. Power should go to the one who truly deserves, as long as the moral values of life are well preserved. Power is very extravagant, and it brings about its own prosperity, whether it's used for selfish gain or creating various pain. Power will always live throughout the human race. So let's put it to use and pray for grace. And with that being said, I would like to share at this time my new book, From Darkness to Light. It's my first children's book. It could be purchased on Amazon.com and on my website, andrescreation.com. Once again, From Darkness to Light. It can be purchased on Amazon.com or on my website, andrescreation.com. Thank you, and I look forward to your support.
Hello, everyone. We have Andre Ware. He's one of our, he's an author, he's a poet, he's a administrator. He wrote quite a few books on his poetry, and he's also a supporter of Black Culture Night. And I want to thank him again for his support. It's our 25-year anniversary. He's been with us for about 5 years, and we appreciate he's a loyal volunteer, and he supports us. Andre, tell him a little bit about you, and tell him a little bit about your new book. And I just wanted to take out time because we have a lot of supporters, a lot of people who backed us up, but he's one of them. He stepped up to the plate to show his support for our 25th anniversary. And he also have a new book in which I don't have yet. And Andre, I just want to give you a small token. Show 25 years, your support, and studying Black history. Yeah. So he also has another award coming to him to show that he supported. We're talking about the Pullman Union and Malcolm X. So just a little bit about, and then I'm gonna turn over everything to Andre.
Well, just to give a briefing about myself, I've written 3 books. The first one was The Purpose of Being, which is an award-winning book of the Distinguished Authors Guild of The Naked Eye, and this one, a children's book, From Darkness to Light. This book basically is about my life when I was going through high school, experiencing bullies, just getting high, not listening to my parents, but I had values. I had Southern values, and I never forgot those values. And even though I was kind of manipulated into certain things because I didn't know who I was, but it took time for me to determine. I guess I just had to go through darkness to find my light, to get to the light. And once I actually learned how to say no to certain things and just be comfortable with myself, and I realized it's okay. And I wanted to share this book with the young people, particularly from 8 to 18, and some adults as well. I'm a young activist in my own right. I believe in supporting the community when I can. I have 3 children. Well, not children, 3 adult children.
Okay.
And I'm married. And again, I believe in God, strongly believe in God.
That's good.
And I just believe in you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You just have, it's a mindset. If you see it, you can achieve it.
So, I haven't read your books. All I know that you said that it's about your life story. Where were you born? Where did you come up in? Down south and
Union City, Tennessee.
Oh,
I
okay.
used to go down south every summer,
Okay.
especially when school was out. And when I was in high school, I was just going through some challenges, like I said, trying to find myself, and coming from a divorced family, it was difficult for me.
I can understand, especially being a young man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though my dad, he was in my life, he was very stern. In some cases, I thought too stern.
Right.
My mom, of course, she was in my life. And my brother, who I had to be a role model for, it was challenging.
I can understand that.
And like I said, standing up to people, it's not that I was weak, it's just that I was trying to figure out who I was. And I figured you had to go along just to get along.
Right.
And
right.
we even do that as adults.
Right. And when you're younger, you're more concerned with people accepting you and liking you, and you think if you join their party, even though you don't agree with it, you'll still be part of a group that they care about you. Even though you got your family love you, you want your peers to also like you, and I understand that because I grew up in the city. Okay.
And that's true. And that book touches on that.
Good.
And I had to learn how to be vulnerable. At first, I didn't want to share this story until somebody was like, "It's not for you."
Right.
I had to learn that, and I'm like, you know what? If it's that what God want me to do, but I had to clean it up. When I first I had to edit a lot of it, and put it into a children's version because, when you go into different book fairs and you see children's books selling and people marketing, I'm like, how do you do that? How do you write a children's book? So I took what I had, and I had somebody to look at it.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you have to dilute some of this.
Yeah,
most of it.
yeah.
And that's what I did. It took me 3 years to do this.
I understand that, and you want to do some good. You don't want to do harm. And
Exactly.
our children do need some guidance. They look at TV too much, or they be on their little hand games, and need to do some reality. Because I listened to my grandson on his game, and I said, "Whoa!" Sometime I have to go down there and turn off the internet. So this will help a lot of young people to be themselves.
Exactly. And families. We
Right.
need to get back to becoming a family.
Right.
Take time to really become engaged. Conversation, really.
Right, right. And that was the whole purpose of this program when I first started. Remember, they always say in Africa they had the storytellers, and the storyteller will tell the story
Right.
from generation to generation. And we don't have that anymore. So things that happen to to black people, we still need to translate it to other people.
Yes.
And to our children, to our children. We know what it is to be black, but we need them to kind of guide them in the right direction.
True.
Okay.
That's
Well,
true.
Andre, I want to thank you again, and I appreciate. I want you to know I appreciate you.
Thank you for that.
And I appreciate you coming in here. I call you up. You fit me in all the time, and I do appreciate that. And I love your support. Let me shake your hand.
No.
Get
Hug.
another hug. Huh? Okay.
Hug.
Don't make my husband and your wife get us now.
You guys helped me.
Yeah.
When I came to Blue Island,
Uh-huh.
I didn't have nothing published.
No?
It was this library.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And
That's
the
wonderful.
resources here was
Yes,
phenomenal.
yes. We have a lot of resources here. People that'll help you, especially down in the Texas Annex. Is more for adults. Brian down there, he's the manager.
Yes.
He's doing a good job. They had Tommy down there. They had wonderful people working here.
And congratulations on 25 years.
Oh, yeah. That just show how old I am, But it's been fun. I met a lot of people. So you're one people networking in Blue Island. I met you. Okay. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, I have two guests here, two guests who's been with me just about the whole 25 years. One of them is Wanda Smith, and Wanda has been with me for 25 years. And one of the most uh, beautiful things is that when we did the program, we've been running the program now for 25 years. We met other people and we networked, and Wanda brought me Bingham, and he's gold to me. And Bingham been with us since 2002. And I want Bingham to tell you a little bit about himself and how Wanda and him had met, and then he started supporting us. So Bingham, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Gregory Bingham. I grew up on the west side of Chicago. Went to Crane High School. Then after that, after I graduated, I went to college in North Carolina because I got a band scholarship to go in the marching band. So I went in there, and then during the years I moved out west, and then I eventually moved south. And I continued playing my music. I played saxophone. I learned how to play saxophone in high school in a beginner's band. Then I went to concert band and a marching band, and we got a scholarship to go to college. That's why I kept playing. And I went to college, degree in music education, and I just kept it up. When I got out of college, I just kept playing because I enjoyed playing music. I started out playing classical music and all that kind of music. Then I started playing jazz music, and then eventually I got my teaching degree. But at first I didn't teach because I owed school some money. So eventually I paid them out. But in the process, I started working for the post office, and that's where I met Wanda at the post office. And I said I was gonna work there for a little while, but it's been 41 years since I've been there. And I'm still at the post office, and hopefully I'll retire soon or eventually retire. But it's been nice, nice playing music, nice working at the post office, and just nice knowing Wanda and Miss Orozco, and just I'm glad they invited me to be a part of this Black History program. 'Cause it's been really nice, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Bingham, we always call him Bingham because that's the name Wanda always said. He came to us and he's like family to us now. But I have to admit, a lot of people that's in the program, they're Christians. And they're willing to give back to society. And one of the things that we're missing as black people, African American, is that we're not networking like we should. So when we do network, and it's fun, and when you have a program like that, you have people that help. They come, they volunteer, they support you, and you have a lot of fun. You meet a lot of interesting people. Now, we also have Wanda and Bingham. They're in church. Tell me what your churches are, name of your church.
Well, I go to CTC Ministry. My pastor is Donald Arnold, and we's 5252 South Ashland. We have a pantry, and we just try to take care of the needs in the neighborhood, the people who need food, and we give supplies to the kids and Christmas gifts and give them Christmas parties. So it's still giving and trying to help.
Yeah, I go to Spirit of God Fellowship, which is in South Holland. My pastor's name is Brian Campster, and we have various ministries. We have a ministry called Restoration Ministry where we reach out to those with addicted backgrounds, and we have housing for them, but we train them up to be Christians and then to get off the drugs, but not just get off the drugs, but to reconnect back with their family and go back to society and be fruitful in the world today. So I think it's a good ministry, Restoration Ministry, and Harvey House and Tabitha House, and our church is a part of that. We sponsor that.
We have a serious problem, and a lot of people they might not be aware of it, or they're not recognizing. We have a problem with people having housing, food. It's not just people, they put it all on the refugees. These are regular Americans where society has really let them down. Our educational system isn't backing our children up like it should, and we need other people to step up to the plate and help them. And we have people, and God has blessed us, and we have people like Wanda Smith and Gregory Bingham that's willing to help, and that's a world of difference. I was talking to Wanda last week, and she was outside, and a man walked up to her all beat up and told her he just wanted to die, And you got to put the hope back into as many people as you can. You can't save the whole world, but the people that you do come in contact with, you can help them. But I just wanted to show my appreciation to the people who has supported me and who has helped me. And you better believe when you give a program, whether you have a program in a building and invite a lot of people, even if you give a program like our library support us and we have this program, it's a lot of work. It's work is people taking their personal time out to help, or even just to celebrate Black History Month, in which what we're doing. And that's what Black History is about, supporting and helping other people. Last year I went to a preschool, And one little boy told me, "Oh, I don't celebrate Black History Month." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I'm not black." And I told him, I said, "But you're American, though." And he said, "Yes." I said, "So that's part of your history. So it's okay to celebrate it." He said, "Okay, thank you." Because he didn't know he was supposed to celebrate it. But, like I said, I appreciate everyone who supported me all of these years. And it's not my program. It's I always said the city of Blue Island, because it's all different kind of people, all different kind of races came to support. A lot of people in the background, you that never was behind the camera, uh, they supported and helped. And I just want to show, over the years we gave out certificates. We don't have money to give out, but I want people to recognize, like this year's the 100th year of Malcolm X and the Pullman Porter Union. So these are things, if Bingham probably got a whole lot of certificates at his house, so every year he do have something to represent Black history. So this is yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And this is Wanda's.
Thank you.
And they also get a little souvenir showing that they've been supporting our group for 25 years. Thank you. Do you guys have anything else to add or to encourage people?
Well, it's been a pleasure. I mean, you want to get back to, because we all been blessed, and we all, been blessed to hang in there and do all we can. So we don't want to just hold on to our blessing, and we just want to give back to any way we can.
Yes.
So
And I also work for Safe Haven, CPS, where we monitor kids going from and to school to make sure that they safe.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them kids, they come and recognize us, and they would tell us, go to somebody with the green vest on, and we monitor them. If the crossing guard's not there, we'll help them out, or if they, feel like they scared, or they'll come to us and they give us hugs and try to give us candy, So also, and them kids need that. You give them a hug and they smile ear to ear.
That's wonderful. Thank you guys for joining me. And congratulations on our 25th anniversary.
Thank you.
25 years.
25 years.
The Pullman Porter Union, America's first black union. George Pullman was born in New York and decided to come to Chicago. At the time, he was a civil engineer that started moving buildings. Pullman pulled buildings out of the ground because Chicago was a swamp. His job was to pull buildings above the sewer system. He made a name for himself by doing this. People lodged at luxurious hotels, and Mr. Pullman wanted to create the same concept for trains. He created pleasant rail travels for passengers. He created a day coach during the day, and at night it converted to a sleeping bed. The Pullman cars were known for shiny wood on the walls and plush seats. The term porter was considered derogatory and was replaced with the word sleeping car attendant. George Pullman attempted to find former slaves shortly after the American Civil War. The former slaves' tasks were to perform the following: greet passengers with a smile, carry bags, shine shoes, set up and maintain the sleeping berths, and serve the passengers. The Pullman maid was responsible for the women and children on the train. While they were traveling, the maid provided the women with manicures, hair care, and helped women get dressed. There was only one maid on the entire train, and she was able to do her job in a deluxe train. The porters were not given a fair wage. The wage was not livable for them. They relied on their tips for the income. In 1926, it was reported by the Brotherhood of Sleeping Cars that the wages of a porter ranged from $72.50 to $78.11 monthly. The average tip amount was $58.15. Please keep in mind that the porters still had to pay for their own meals, lodging, and shoe shine supplies. They were even charged when a passenger stole towels or a water pitcher. Porters were expected to arrive to work early to prepare their car. They were only allowed 3 to 4 hours of sleep during the night for an overnight trip. 400 hours or 11,000 miles were mandatory for them. Despite this, there was no job security in this field. The BSCP booklet also reports that in 1925, the Pullman Company paid out $10 million in dividends to two stockholders from a net company income of more than $19 million. The company offered health, disability, life insurance, and this was offered to the porters for $28 a month. Porters often lost their jobs because of the false accusations made mainly by white passengers. Porters were also rallied for better wages and treatment. The first union was organized by the Order of the Sleeping Car Conductors in February 20th, 1918, and white males were only allowed. The order did not admit black people. On August 25th, 1925, more than 500 porters met in Harlem to create a union. The first black union was created, and it was called the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. They were working to improve salaries and working conditions for porters. This laid groundwork for many other civil rights movements. The Brotherhood even merged with Brotherhood Railroad and Airline Clerks. Pullman porters experienced racism on many different levels. Many of them worked in this profession to provide an income for their children and grandchildren. They were providing for their education so they can become part of the black profession class. This college education provided a way for different professions. For example, Thurgood Marshall was a part of the Supreme Court Justice. Willie Brown became the mayor in San Francisco, and Ethel L. Payne became a journalist for the Chicago Defender. Even the First Lady Michelle Obama and Whoopi Goldberg were related to the Pullman porters. Lynn Hughes founded the A. Philip Randolph Pullman Porter Museum in 1995. It is located on the south side of Chicago. The museum was created to celebrate the life of A. Philip Randolph and the role of the Brotherhood of the U.S. labor movement. A collection of artifacts and documents are housed in the museum. Also in 2001, the museum started collecting a national registry of black railroad employees who worked for the railroad from the late 1800s to 1969. The Pullman porters wore pressed uniforms with shiny shoes and appeared to be so put together at work. However, they experienced segregation on a daily basis while working. The porters created a movement that inspired the civil rights movement. The Pullman porters generation is an inspiration for future generations.
Hello, Blue Island. We have the honor to I have the honor to reintroduce a person in 2017 that I had, like every year, I check what's Black History we're celebrating, and it was Langston Hughes. And so I went on the internet and I wanted a professor, and I searched a lot of people, and by accident I found some information about Mary Bruce, Dr. Mary Bruce. And what I did, I got in touch with her, told her about our program, and I invited her to Blue Island. Now, Mary is one of the most extraordinary women that I've met. She's been helping me over the years. She have numerous titles. That's why I have to put up her certificate. And right now, I'm going to give her a chance to introduce herself, tell you about her. She's been, over the years, since 2017, she's been mentoring me, supporting me, helping me out with the Black Culture Nite in Blue Island. She goes so far as to recommend people, and the people that she recommends, they're good people, you know. So, Mary, you want to Welcome to Blue Island again.
Thank you. Thank you. When I came to Blue Island, Rochelle, I fell in love with Blue Island. And
Oh,
then I
we
learned
love you
about
too.
the library. So I'm Reverend Dr. Mary Dean Bruce, and I am bivocational. I am a professor, but I'm also an itinerant elder in the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and I hold a Master's of Divinity along with a PhD in Political Science and a Master's of Public Administration. So I just love literacy, and that's why I love Blue Island Library. I had the honor of also coming to Blue Island's library to talk about my book, The Art, Skill, and Spirit of Follow Through, because I love helping people follow through on their dreams, goals, and visions. And this was another thing that Rochelle and I talked about. And I also enjoyed being here in 2017 to talk with the community, because as a professor, the wonderful things about being a professor is the community involvement that I get the opportunity to participate in as far as education. So I was able to share about the life of Langston Hughes, his poetry, the Harlem Renaissance, and talk about Langston Hughes' contribution to Black history. And it was such an honor to have been invited, and I have been a friend of Blue Island and Blue Island's library ever since 2017.
Now, when you came to us 2017 and you gave the program, I mean, you just blew everyone away. We had our alderman, the city clerk, and they said, "Where did you meet her?" What I said, "Look, I looked her up on the internet, and I kept following up, and I really appreciate her coming here to give us some education about Langston Hughes. He was a very interesting person, but she was even more fascinating. You know, a happy person, real bubbly person. And if you get a chance, her program, it is on YouTube, 2017. Now, Mary, now we talked over the years, and we're like sisters now.
We are.
And you brought a lot of things, and one of the things we were talking about, because I try to improve if I can help someone, I'm going to help them. And I see a lot of young people, they have problems with how to prepare their future, how to write down and meet their goals. And that was one of the things that I went to one of your classes, one of your private classes. And you want to tell us a little bit about it? Because you did do it for Blue Island, for the library, but could you tell them a little bit more about your vision boards?
Yes, and I actually brought a few vision boards here that would help me not only talk about them, but to just give people an idea of what these vision boards look like. This is a small vision board, but they can be larger, and I prefer actually cutting out pictures. They now do digital vision boards, but this particular vision board talks about being happy and joyful. These are some of the ideas that I have for 2025. Okay. Living in joy, being happy, utilizing my creativity, being compassionate, and being courageous. Mm-hmm. And so this idea of vision boarding is to help others think about what it is that they feel the Spirit telling them to do in a given year. And vision boards can be career vision boards. They can be what you want to do if you're a leader, leadership. I work with many clergy individuals who are thinking about the vision that God is giving them for their congregation, or educators who are principals of schools. What are they being led to do in their schools? Let's make the vision plain. Let's put it down on paper. And there's something I believe about cutting out the pictures, putting them on a poster board, placing that poster board up in plain view where every morning you see that poster board, so you don't have to make a to-do list with these areas of what you have
that
envisioned.
would reinforce your brain that this is what my true goal is. You know, I want to be happy. I want that trip, you know, or I want that new house. Okay, so you reinforce your brain that this is your real goal. And I would think that the way you have this, you should have more than one vision boards. Okay,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
you might have one for your kids, like you said, one for the house, your career, you know, or retirement.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. And you can also take a large poster board and put all of those different areas, Rochelle, on one poster board. This area is dedicated to my retirement. This area is designated for my family. This area is designated for my career. What I love is that I found a picture that says, this says closer, and it says, to what matters most. I also argue that vision boarding causes one to think about what matters most. Where do I want to be in 3 to 5 years in my life, in my
Right,
career, with my
right,
family?
right.
And then put it down and look at it. And also with decision making, Rochelle.
Well, I
Like I
believe that.
have happy on here. So when I'm making a decision, even if it's a decision to go out to dinner with my husband, for example,
Okay.
is going out to dinner with my husband going to yield joyful, happy? If yes, then I should go out to dinner with my
Right,
husband.
right.
But if it's gonna make me sad, then I shouldn't go out with my
Right,
husband.
right.
So even with decision making, vision boarding can help you, because when you wake up and you see these ideas that you've placed on the poster board, you can say, I'm gonna lean into these ideas today. And so with every decision that I make, I want to know, can I yield into moving closer to what matters? I also have kayaking on here. I love kayaking.
Oh, you're brave.
I didn't get a chance to do.
So, you want to talk a little bit about?
Yes, we picked topics and brought in different speakers on topics that people were interested in during COVID. Some people were interested in learning more during that time. Some people were interested in how to manage their career at that time. So we brought in different speakers
Right.
to talk about different topics. We talked about health. People were very concerned about taking care of their health during COVID. And those topics are on my website, which is Follow Through Today, followthroughtoday.com. But one of the other topics that I'm very proud of that is in the book is the spiritual model that talks about when a person has a desire to do something. And these desires range from releasing weight to cleaning out a closet to writing a book to starting a business to doing whatever you feel that there's an unction in you to want to follow through and complete. And I argue that one of the ways of doing this is finding others to voice your ideas, a safe space, safe place, safe people to share your dreams with.
Now that goes back to the black culture in Blue Island, and like I started that 25 years ago, and it's our anniversary. I have to admit, it's our 25th anniversary.
I have to give you a hand.
Thank you. And
You're welcome.
I kept coming to the library in Blue Island, and that was when my children were small. And then I made contact with different politicians, the mayor of Blue Island, and I told them we need to have a black culture program. And our first 2 black culture program was in the library.
Yes.
But they were so big that people was out in the hallway, and I said, well, next year we're gonna have to do something about this, you know. But that's what I wanted to do. You know, like they say in Africa back in the day. Well, back in, you know, they had a storyteller, and he will from generation to generation tell what happened. You know, a lot of people over Black history did a lot of wonderful things, and I don't want them to be forgotten. And I want that next generation, I want them to know about it. You know, and Anna, Mary, I appreciate you helping me out all these times. You brought your husband. He came there, and he came on a time when I was like real tense, and I was a little nervous. Things didn't go right like I thought they should. But it turned out real nice, and he gave me that boost. Like I had a little coach there. You could do it. It's gonna be okay. I said, boy, did I need that today, you know. And we also you suggested one of your friends, and Lynetta,
Yes.
and she did a wonderful job. And when you network with people, you meet a lot of good, nice people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. And we're going to try to pull you back into the library a little bit more.
Yes.
Because Brian and I, our tech manager, we have a lot of ideas.
Yes, I look forward to it. And I thank you so much, Rochelle, for inviting me here today. I'm happy to be honored to receive the certificate today. And I am excited to be a part of 25 years of celebrating
Yeah.
the Blue Island Library. And I just love seeing your activism in community, in the neighborhood, because it's important to be active and engaged in our communities.
Yeah, yes, it is, and this is my home. This is where I chose to raise my kids, and you know, I teased one of my neighbors, and she said, I said, I thought you were selling your house. She said, I'm not gonna sell my house. She said, I'm gonna die in that house. I said, I'm gonna die in mine too, you know, and when I came here with the attitude that I want this place to be my home. And I treat it like that. I treat the people like that. I treat them like their family. And I like to welcome other people in here. And I just want to say thank you for coming to Blue Island, Mary Bruce, Dr. Mary Bruce. I don't want to put that down. And now you're Reverend Dr. Mary Bruce. But
Well,
that's
thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you for having me, and I look forward to coming back in the future.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Hicks, and I teach the K through 3 special education class here at George Washington Elementary School. And today, our students have been working really hard to recite for you the poem by Eugenie Perkins entitled, Hey Black Child. Enjoy!
Hey, black child, poor by Eugenie Perkins. Hey, black child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be? If you try to be what you can be. Hey, black child, do you know where you're going? Are you really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn? If you try to learn what you can learn. Hey, black child, do you know you are strong? Are you really strong? Do you know you can do what you want to do? If you try to do what you can do. Hey, black child, be what you can do. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow, your nation will be what you want it to be.
Hi, I would like to welcome Glenn Smith. He's a 25-year supporter of Black Culture Nite in Blue Island. He was one of the original supporters that came through and helped me set up Black Culture, produce it, and he also had the first child, Ashley Smith. Ashley Smith was the first child who participated in Black Culture Nite. Glenn Smith, thank you for coming to Blue Island.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming back to Black Culture. We got 25 years of celebrating. It's been a long haul.
Yeah, it went by fast.
Yeah, scary though. Glenn, tell us something about you.
Well, we grew up. We had our dad died young, but we had a very supportive mom. And one thing I remember the mom instilled in us that we could do it, we can accomplish anything. And she made us believe that anything was possible. And I took that and ran with it throughout my life.
And what do you do today?
I'm an area cargo sales manager for Southwest Airlines. And I was the first African American in my department in sales.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Where did you go to school at?
University of Chicago,
Okay,
UIC,
okay,
or University of Illinois at Chicago. Let me get that
Okay.
right.
You also the father of 4 successful children. Tell us your children's name and what they're doing.
Okay, I have my oldest son is Lawrence Smith, and he's a lieutenant, and he's the key person for Olympia Fields Police Department. I'm so proud of him. He accomplished a lot. He does all the administrative duties, and he tell me he's up. I don't want to jinx anything, but he says he might be up for another promotion.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. And then there's Ashley Smith. She's my oldest daughter, and she's a corporate lawyer. Coming out of college, she went to the University of Pittsburgh. She got a full ride to Marquette Law School. And my youngest daughter is Nicole Smith, and she graduated from DePaul, and then she went to UIC, and she got a master's in nursing, and she currently is a nurse. And my youngest son is Glenn Smith III, and he played football at St. Xavier College University, and he also has his master's, and he's I want to say a level 6 manager at Amazon in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, Glenn, you've been very successful at raising your kids, and you're a black man. You're an endangered species. It's real hard to raise your kids and raise them without them getting caught up in crime. And it's not necessarily whereas black kids be looking for crime, but they do need mentors and supporter. How was you ever able to do that?
Well, the key to it, I still go back to mom. She was so transparent. She was such a great role model. I never seen her talk bad about anybody. She always wanted to help people. With me, with my kids, and she, at the same time, she was a disciplinarian. So if you didn't do certain things, you got disciplined. I took that with my kids, and it's tougher today. I feel really not sorry, but it's a tougher time now because it's just so much social media that when my kids was growing up wasn't available that parents have to deal with now. But the key, I think, with my kids is be honest with them, being upfront with them, tell them how great they are, tell them how special they are, and also tell them you love them every day, and talk to them. Start that communication young, so
Right.
when you get older, you still have that communication.
Right. Because if you don't talk to them while they're young, when they get older, they're not going to listen.
You haven't developed that communication.
Right, right. You should be able to talk to them. It's all right to chastise a child, but you can't beat them into anything. Kids, I believe kids do what you do, not what you say, So, what advice you give to a young father today who's trying to keep his family together and trying to keep his life together? It's not a lot of it's really hard for a young father, but you have the whole family, you have the wife, and what are some of the other things you think could help out someone?
I think kids are like a sponge, and you heard that before. I think 1 to 4 is significant. I think the minute they get in here, they start learning and start picking up. I think and you don't always have that complete control of their environment, but
Right.
during that age 1 to 4, you have that, and I think each parent, each dad, mom, should take advantage of that and try to instill as much positivity in that child life as possible. With me, I read to my kids all the time. I act out the roles and everything. And it got to a point where I was working a lot of hours, and they started reading to me. And I came up with my daughter told me she was going to use that, Ashley. I told them if I fell asleep, that means they're a good reader.
Oh, did you? Oh, that is cute.
Yeah. But education is huge. You have to, I think that's the key. Each one of my kids, I had no idea what they really wanted to be, but I've really focused on education. I started early with them for his reading, breaking down sentences, with math, breaking down words. And when they read to me, when they got to an age they could read to me, if they didn't know a word, they knew they had to look it up. And it became and then there's that instilled that they can be great. And like I said, I didn't know. All of them are different. I didn't know which one was going to do what.
Right.
But when they got out in the world, but the other thing I like to address also is that high school is important. I think grammar school is important. Before they go to grammar school, the preschool is important. Then grammar school is important. You stay in there, but high school is significant. High school is where you build a foundation for whether or not they're going to go to college, or they're going to go off and start working, or they're going to go to a trade school.
Okay, now Ashley Smith, she's a lawyer. I remember you had started her on the computer. She was like about 4 or 5 years old, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Was she younger than that?
They were younger than that, all of them.
Okay.
I had a computer that taught them phonics and how to read, how to do math, and it would reward them as they receive certain levels, and they fell in love with it, and that goes back to that early age where they like a sponge and they can learn a lot.
Right. I remember my first program. I was excited about it. I went to watch group number 37, and I asked them to help me give the program. I got a call a day before the program was supposed to start, about 9 o'clock, and here go this 5-year-old. I've been practicing a whole lot, and I want to be in your program. I remember my lines by heart. So that was Ashley Smith, and I think she was like 5 years old, and she got up there like she was a professional. She said the whole thing, and I was really proud of her.
And I credit your program for starting her off in public speaking.
Okay.
And that's not a lot of what in the black neighborhoods or as a black person that I see a lot of. But she's very confident, even now, getting in front of hundreds of people and talk and express herself. That's huge, and I credit your Black History class. Program for starting that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I know when I started off the program, one of the things I was messing with the mayor, I messed with the library, I went to District 130, and I told them they need to start having they need to start celebrating Black History Month. And then the mayor said, well, Rochelle, what do you want to do? You know how you do something, then you don't realize you put yourself in a spot? And all I could think about, remember when I was a little girl and you be in church and you give a speech, Easter, it'd always be around Easter. And I remember back then I said I wanted to give a program. So, the whole purpose of this is to relate Black history to the children. And I was glad I was able to do that. So, you have anything else to tell us? I know it's a ripple effect. Now, you did this for your father, your parents did it for you, and then your kids will do it for their kids, and a lot of times, doing a ripple effect, you got to spread it and help other people. Is there anything else you want to tell us about that? I know you have a big job. You talk to a lot of people. You fly a lot of different places, Is anything that you learned that?
Only thing I can go back to is, I remember one situation where my kids' grades, math grades, what wasn't where I wanted to be,
Right.
and I came up with a plan. I said, well, if anybody get an A, they can control the TV for that week.
Oh, wow.
And my son, my youngest son, Glenn 3, he got an A, and he was watching TV, had remote control, and
He beat the girls?
nobody else was down there, and they were walking past the door like they wanted to see TV, but I said, no, wait a minute, the way this program go, anybody can watch TV, but he can control what you watch.
Right.
So that took another path. Well, where that day, Monday to Thursday, they would watch no TV.
Oh,
Yeah. So they
Okay.
only watch TV on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
In fact, I think it was my son and my daughter. I can't remember one. I think it was Glenn 3. The teacher did a poll to see how much TV the kids actually watched that day. And he said none during the week. And she didn't believe him. But the only thing I got to tell parents, young parents, young fathers, that our kids can be great. You just have to instill that in them. They got it. I don't know what directions they want to go in professionally, but if you give them the tools early on, and once they figure out what they want to go and they got that confidence, there's nothing they can't achieve.
That's wonderful. I want to thank you again. Give me a hug. Thank you for your support.
welcome.
All right.
Thank you, big sister.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Anna Wassenaar, Director of Blue Island Public Library. Thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate Black history and culture and remember those who have struggled for justice in this country. The library is proud to be a longtime host for Neighborhood Watch Group number 37's Black History and Culture Night, and we thank you for joining us for this program. The library serves as a cultural center for Blue Island residents, and celebrating and informing around the Black history and culture with our patrons is something we strive to accomplish year-round. Residents are able to access collections and programs that celebrate Black lives and their contributions, and the library is proud to serve and represent the needs of Black residents of Blue Island. The library is currently working on a new strategic plan to guide our operations in the coming years. Please visit the library website at www.blueislandlibrary.org to participate in this survey. After you complete the survey, visit the library circulation desk to be entered into a raffle to win a pair of tickets to the Best of Blue Island Awards at the Lyric Theater on March 15. See you there. Blue Island Library is working with the Blue Island Historical Society to create an oral history and record of Blue Island's African American residents. All longtime residents of the city are invited to record their family history for inclusion in this archive. The library plans to organize these resources and memorabilia into an accessible and searchable collection. Residents are invited to scan their family photos at the library and share these digital copies of the photos for the Blue Island Historical Society's collections. If you are interested in sharing and recording your family's history at History of Blue Island, please contact the Technology Annex to set up a time. You may also reserve an interview with a Historical Society representative or make use of the library recording studio with assistance from library staff. There's an amazing array of resources and items available for patrons at the library. The library Makerspace and Technology Annex offer tools and tech to explore creativity or utilize tech that may be unavailable at your home. The library offers hands-on arts and cultural programming for library patrons of all ages, abilities, and persuasions. Young people can visit the Makerspace after school for open maker hours, where crafts, tinkering, and open exploration of arts materials is encouraged for all participants. Younger patrons and their caregivers are welcome at any of the many story times and arts and crafts programs offered in the children's department. The library's Tech Annex features a recording studio and musical instruments and equipment for musicians and audio recordings of all types. Patrons can reserve a spot in the recording studio to avail themselves of professional recording equipment and software, from musical recording and production to podcast recording. The Technology Annex computers are loaded with Adobe software for digital art creation and exploration, while staff can offer you one-on-one tech instruction. Tech Annex patrons can make use of poster printer, laser cutter, and 3D printer here, available at the library. Membership at the Friends of the Library offers ways to get creative, from working together in the butterfly garden to planning and designing events, such as the upcoming fall disco fundraiser. Everyone's gifts can find a place through contributions with the Friends. The Friends of the Library meet monthly at 5 p.m. and Thursdays at the library. The Spanish Outreach Department offers creative outlets from crafts, knitting clubs, and Spanish-English learning opportunities. Check out the library calendar online on our website for more information and explore your creative side at Blue Island Public Library during Black History Month and throughout the entire year. Thank you.
Hi, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight and help sharing our experience with Black History Month. Every year is somebody we need to celebrate in history. I also want to thank all the wonderful people over the years that volunteer to help us give the program, support the program, all the donations. We really appreciate them. And I want to thank Watch Group number 37, in which I am a member. I'm the co-captain of, and I'm also the president of the trustee board of the library. I want to thank the library. I want to thank all of the workers who help us, especially our producer, Brian. And we're inviting you to the library. It's a very exciting place to come to learn. And I just want to thank you for joining us tonight. And I hope you enjoyed our program. And if you have any suggestions, let us know. Thank you again, and have a good Black History Month.